Hello, my name is Anthony Betts, and this video is the step-by-step solution to the assessment I gave out to my peers. So let's get right into it. Question 1 was draw the plan elevation. So to draw the plan elevation, you were given the coordinates right here. So all you need to do is just implement them, which is right here for the elevation and right there for the plan. Once you do that, you move to step 2, which is to draw a dihedral angle between the two planes. So the first step to do to find the dihedral angle is to find the intersection. So in the plan, you can see between the plane X and plane Y, the intersection is right there, the line AB. Once you find that, you go perpendicular to that line AB, and then you get your heights 2 steps back. So obviously, if you go perpendicular to AB, your true length is going to be up here, and to get the height is the 2 back steps. So if your drawing is going to be up here, 2 steps is 1 and then 2. So you get your heights from up here in elevation. So we know A is resting on the x1, y1, because if you go 2 steps back, 1, 2, it's also resting on the xy line, which is the ground line. And then from point B, we know it's up here because we go 2 steps back, 1, 2. We know it's then the height from right here on the ground all the way up to point B. So if you do that for the other points, you're able to draw your true length line AB, and then you'll also have your other points, which I use point E, and I also use point G. So there, I only use 4 points, and as that's all you actually need for drawing a dihedral angle. So, next step, you need to then look along that true length line. So we know the true length line is AB. So if we look through that line, you will find a point view, and our point view is right here, AB. And if you then make sure that the other points, so point E and point D, if you make sure that those lines are parallel to the line that we look through. So if you know this is the line we look through right here, if you make sure that these points, so point D, it's also that here. I'm going to use the set square, it's easier. This is the line AB, so you make sure it's parallel. So this point is point D, and then parallel, this point is point E. So that's how you know where they are. And then to get the heights, you go 2 steps back, like how we drew this one. 2 steps back from here. So 1 and 2. So you get your heights from plan. And the last one, the heights was from elevation, but this time it's from plan. So we draw a datum line. A datum line is basically a new line that represents your x1 y line, and it's mostly used so you can actually save space on your page, because sometimes the distance is too far and your drawing goes out of the page. And I actually recommend, since I'm actually kind of on this topic, in exam point of view, if you have students, you need to tell them to always grab an extra page and attach it using masking tape or whatever, to not actually start over again or to rub out, because that's going to be wasting time. And as obviously you can see in my one, I actually ran out of space, so I just add a piece of paper, as that still does the job and you still get the drawing that you actually want. Anyway, now back on topic. So you get your heights from here in plan, so from the datum line, and then you can draw your dihedral angle, and that's it. That's how you get the that angle right here is dihedral angle. Now, step 3, determine the edge view of AB. So to find that, you first need a true length, and if you look up in the elevation, you can see that the line AD, which is from here to here, there it's parallel to the x1 y line. And it's if in elevation, if a line's parallel to x1 y line, you know it must be a true length. So then in the plan, this line this point A and this point D, so this line now together must be a true length. And if you look through that line, and then if you project the other points, make sure that their lines are also parallel to AD. So this point here C and this point B, I make sure that those lines, work lines, the light lines, make sure that they're parallel to the line AD, because that's a true length. And obviously I wrote there true length. Anyway, so once you do that, you then create your new x1, y1 line, and then you get your heights from, if you probably know it from how I did from the last question, you get it back from 2 steps. So if I'm here, 2 steps, 1, 2, and you get your height from elevation. So always remember that you go 2 steps back to get your height. So once you do that, you can basically draw the edge view. It's actually, question 3 is actually an easy one. Then it's actually easier than question 2, draw the dihedral angle. So students might be thrown off, but they shouldn't. It's because it's much simpler than drawing a dihedral angle. So students would actually like that in an exam. Anyway, question 4, determine the true shape of y. So obviously this is my plane y, and I want to find the true shape. So I explained this in another video, but to find the true shape, all you need to do is just rotate the plane flat on the ground. So I already did this in another video, but I'll briefly go through it very quickly. So when I'm talking through it, it'll make more sense. So if you imagine this is the ground, and then this is your plane, all you do is just rotate it until, boom, it hits the ground. So how am I going to do that for a plane y? So what you need to do is, first of all, find the edge view, which I have down here. And that's similar to number 3, which was for AB. If you do the edge view of FA or AF, yeah, it doesn't matter. So this is AF, and then this is point E, and this is, oops, it fell down. There we go. And then this is point B. So you find the edge view. I already explained how to actually get all the heights and all the lines from question 3, so I'm not going to repeat myself. So you find the edge view, then you rotate it. So with the piece of paper and the set score, I showed you how to, remember I showed you how to rotate it down. So you rotate it right here, and this green line, I made it green so you can see it, because the other light lines were hard to see. So this is now the new line we're going to be using, and then all you need to do is very simple. It'll only take a couple of seconds. You just project those points back up, and you make sure that all the lines are parallel to AF. So AF is right here. If you make sure that these lines, so point B and point E, make sure those lines are parallel, you'll then, the lines will, intersect each other, and then you found the true shape. So this point B I drew up is only actually like maybe a centimeter, or not centimeter. Yeah, no, I'll say like, sorry, it was only about like 2 millimeters off the green line. And then point E, I projected that up, and then obviously point E was here. So if you flatten that back out, this line and then this line intersects, and that's point E. So I'm going to use my 2 set squares, because I don't think you can see them. I don't think you can see the light lines. So this is one line, and then this is the other line, and when those 2 lines meet, you can then find point E, and then we know AF remains the same. So all we need to do is just basically connect the dots, and then you have the true shape of Y, and that's it. And thanks very much.